All right, we are live. It's awesome to be back with the TeachBetter family, and we're going to be speaking to another TeachBetter 22 featured speaker. My name is Joshua Stamper, Training and Development Specialist with the TeachBetter team, and I have the fantastic opportunity to speak with Maggie Gifford, first grade teacher in Ohio. And just a reminder, in a couple weeks, I can't believe it, October 14th and 15th, we're going to be in Akron, Ohio, and we're going to see so many fantastic speakers. If you want more information about the conference, you can go to teachbetterconference.com. You can get the full schedule. You can get to see all the podcasters, all the authors that will be there. I'm ready to be signing books and making sure that they're sharing all their wonderful information. As far as our live content, just a reminder, we're going to be on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Twitch as we're speaking today. And if you have missed any of our previous episodes with our featured speakers, you can go to our TeachBetter Facebook page and our YouTube page. I mean, we're in so many different places. And then, of course, throughout our conversation, you can make sure that you drop in the comment section. And as Maggie's talking, if you want to ask her some additional questions, feel free to do that. So we'll be right back with a short commercial here, and then we'll be back to talk more about this.
So right now, I want to know if you're ready to teach better.
That's the whole mission of this weekend.
Just being here ready to learn and grow and come together like this is awesome.
What are those small changes that can make you better tomorrow than you were today?
All the amazing speakers we have here, wow.
So we have a ton of people here who are published authors, who are writing about education.
Let's get out there and teach better.
Maggie, so good to see you.
Oh, you too.
All right, and we got people already jumping in the comments. They're excited to see you. Andrea's in the house. So Maggie, I want to know how you're feeling today.
I'm excited. We're close to, well, it's fall in Ohio, so that's my favorite time, and we're close to the conference and just excited.
That's awesome. See it where you are, you actually get to see a fall. Here in Texas, it's still like 90 degrees, so I can't wait to get up north, see everybody, but then also to enjoy that fall weather. So let's talk a little bit about the conference. I'm just curious on what you're most excited about.
Everything. Am I allowed to say everything?
Sure, why not?
I'm excited to meet people, ambassadors, the TeachBetter team members that I only know through social media. I don't know in person yet. I'm excited for the sessions. I went to TeachBetter 19 and I walked away with so much information that I can take back to my classroom. So I'm excited for even more.
That's awesome. Yeah, 2019 was something phenomenal, and I can't wait for 22. It's such a different venue too, and it's going to be a larger place and with more folks, and we got a bigger, venue with podcasters, like a whole row of folks. I mean, it's going to be fantastic. And of course, our ambassador program, like you mentioned, is so much bigger. So Maggie, can you just share a little bit about the ambassadors and what that program's all about?
Yeah, so the ambassadors are really just a group of TeachBetter members that we love the idea of the be better today than you were yesterday, be better tomorrow than you were today. And it really became more of a family. It's that group of colleagues that even though you may not see them every day, you may not work with them every day, we know that we can go and ask questions and get ideas, and we have that team that we can surround ourselves with to just kind of just be better and to improve our craft and get support. And it's just a really close-knit group of educators.
That's awesome. And Maggie, let's talk about you as an educator. I said that you're a first grade teacher, but I'd love to hear a little bit more about your educational and teaching journey.
Yeah, so this is year 20 for me. And I have taught rural Southeast Ohio my entire career. So we're kind of, we're pretty rural. We have that kind of community and population. I started my career as an intervention specialist, and then I moved into the regular classroom. And so far I've taught third, second, and now first. So I kind of span a wide range of grade levels and abilities. So
that's awesome. And Maggie, I know you're going to be bringing your experience to the conference with a presentation, and I'm curious on what you're going to be speaking about and what people are going to be learning during your fantastic session.
Yeah, so my session is titled The Joy of Learning, Increasing Engagement Strategies for the Primary Grades. And really that came about for a couple of reasons. I have this deep-rooted belief that learning should be fun. Learning is fun. We see that in, our toddlers. I remember my daughter being 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, and she's asking, how does the dishwasher work and how does the car work? And so we have that love of learning kind of already embedded in us. But something happens when we reach school age and when our kids reach school age, and it becomes more work than it does fun. And I just have this belief that as teachers, we can start bringing that joy of learning back into the classroom in really simple ways, in really ways that are not time consuming, ways that are not expensive, just really simple ways on a daily basis that we can start to increase that engagement. Unfortunately, when we talk to educators, even down in the youngest grades of kindergarten and first grade, when you don't expect it to be an issue, we're hearing more and more that students just are not engaged. They don't want to be here. They don't want to participate. They're not listening. And I know some of it's COVID, but I know there's a lot of other reasons for that. And so my hope is that I can provide some really quick, simple ways to help with that and to help students love school again.
I love it. And so for folks who are really searching for engagement strategies, what are some things that when they go to your session, they're going to be walking away with?
So we're going to talk about, first of all, morning meeting and how we incorporate that community building and relationship building first thing from the moment they walk in the door. I'm a big believer that students want to be here when they feel like they're part of a community. And so we're going to talk about how morning meeting can play into that. We're going to talk about how we can use games and manipulatives and movement, maybe in some simpler ways, in ways that we haven't thought of before, where we can reach more students. We're going to talk about how we can make assessment, especially formative assessment, a little more fun. And we're going to finish out with some mastery learning and how student choice and freedom in their learning can really help ramp up the engagement.
I love it. And especially the community building aspect. So Maggie, I know, your session is going to be vast with a lot of different strategies, but for those who are watching today, if they could take away maybe a community building strategy that you like to use in your classroom, what could you share with them?
The number one thing, we do not go a day without having a greeting at morning meeting. I greet my students as soon as they walk in the door, so they've already said good morning to me. But we do not go a day without that greeting. So even on the days where we have fire drills and assemblies and all of those other things, and we can't do the full morning meeting, I make sure we get the greeting, because if we are saying good morning to each other and we are looking each other in the eye, we're using names, that builds that relationship. And all of a sudden we want to work for each other instead of just being independent little people in the classroom. So that would be the number one thing I would suggest, is that greeting. And there's lots of different ways you can do that. So.
Oh, definitely. And I love the concept that you're providing here for your classroom as far as building community. And you use the term morning meeting. And I'm just curious on what that looks like in your classroom, because I know in different areas it could look very different, especially dependent on the grade level too.
Yeah. So our morning meeting usually has 4 parts. We always start with a greeting. we have an activity, and sometimes those activities are games, like community building games. Sometimes they're really focused on academics, like a math game. Sometimes we sing. Sometimes we do, sometimes it's a little more structured as far as around whatever academic concept. So it just kind of depends on the day and what's going on in our school, in our classroom that day, time-wise. Then we always have a morning message, and that's where we share news for the day, announcements, any schedule changes, things like that. And then I try to include some sort of share at the end of that. And so right now we're doing a lot of just whole class shares, kind of getting to know you type things. Today was Wednesday, so we did a would you rather. Wednesdays are always for a would you rather question. And so some days we have, each part is a little shorter. Some days I can't include it all in, but those are the four main parts I try to get in every day.
Well, your classroom sounds wonderful. I want to join you every single day. That's fantastic.
Come on over.
So let's talk about the conference. It's coming up so soon. And for those who haven't had a chance to, check out all the speakers, you can go to teachbetterconference.com. You can register there, but you can also see the hundreds of different featured speakers, including Maggie. And I just want to know, how are you going to strategize the conference?
I really want to attend sessions that are applicable to my grade level, first of all. Sometimes it's a little difficult to get sessions appropriate for primary grades as well. And I'm really excited looking through the schedule because I see a lot of options for primary grades that I know are going to be beneficial. So that's my first step, is to just look and see what maybe what I need to work on or what I need a little bit of a rejuvenation in, and that'll be my first step.
All right. I know you were at 2019. So is there any aspect of that conference that you're hoping occurs again in 2022?
Wow. That's, I think TeachBetter 19 really felt like it was a safe space. It felt like a celebration of what we do every day, but it also gave us the opportunity to admit where we needed to grow and find people who could help us do that. And so I really hope that we have that same atmosphere this year, and that we can celebrate our careers, celebrate our students, celebrate what we do, but also have that opportunity to learn from each other.
That was so well said, Maggie. I totally agree with you as far as 2019 and how that felt. So for those who are watching, they want to connect with you prior to the conference. How can they do that?
I am on Instagram and Twitter, and my handle is at Gifford M621. I almost forgot it. At Gifford M621.
Awesome. So for those who are watching again, we're going to be in Akron, Ohio, October 14th and 15th. And if you need more information, teachbetterconference.com for TeachBetter 22. We're going to have hundreds of speakers. Maggie is one of them. Make sure that you sign up for her session on Schedule. And I am so excited to see everyone very, very soon in the next couple of weeks. Maggie, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing a little bit about your fantastic session coming up.
Thank you for having me.
So right now, I want to know if you're ready to teach better.
That's the whole mission of this weekend.
Just being here ready to learn and grow and come together like this is awesome.
What are those small